The most important thing that everyone who watches this needs to know is that you, just as you are, no additions, alterations, or compromises, are perfect exactly as you are. Sometimes it might feel terrifying walking through this life, regardless of if you are in middle school, high school, college, or anywhere else in your journey. This world is not the easiest place to live in, but you are meant to live in it, and you are meant for something so special and so great that only you can do. So don't sell yourself short. My name is Michael Thompson. I'm 21 years old and I'm about to finish my junior year in nursing school. I'm also gay, but my coming out story is very complicated and full of lots of moments where I changed my mind and jumped in and out of the closet because I was expected to be straight, to grow up, marry a woman, have kids, have a job, and support my family. And that wasn't who I was. When I was 15 years old, I came out to my friends in high school, and that same weekend, I found out that my parents had accidentally found out. I had a great support system at school full of teachers, friends, older, younger, and my age, and within the walls of my high school, I felt safe from my family. And that is something that no one should have to go through. To go home at night and feel like you weren't welcome. To wake up in the morning and feel like your parents couldn't look at you. And to be told all sorts of things that were massively inappropriate for a 15-year-old to hear from the people who were supposed to love and protect him. It was a very dark year for me. And my mom sent me to counseling, and she and I have talked since, and she and I are at a great place now. But back then, it was terrifying. Her intentions were different internally to her. She thought she was doing it to give me someone to talk to. That's how she justified it. But it felt like it was counseling to cure, and it was hard to admit, and I refused to discuss my sexuality with a counselor. I discussed everything else, and it was an amazing resource to get through high school just based on the stress from that, the people I had to deal with on a daily basis. But I refused to give someone else power over my sexuality, and that's the important part. My parents are divorced. My stepfather never talked to me about it, ever. My dad found out because after my mom had a horrible reaction to finding out, I called my dad to try and reach him so he could come and pick me up so I didn't have to go home. And I didn't get in touch with him, but he ended up asking what was going on. So I told him, and he said that he kind of suspected, but he had his opinions, he had his feelings about my sexuality, about being gay, and that it all didn't matter because at the end of the day he loved me. He and I have gotten into many different conversations, and I know he doesn't fully understand it. He still looks at it as a choice. He looks at it as I don't understand what I'm sacrificing. He's very, very religious, and he questions how I can do this knowing that it goes against what's in the Bible, and it's lots of hours worth of conversation. But my stepmom, however, is amazing. She pulled me aside over this past Christmas break from college, and after my dad and I had had a conversation, and she was there for it, and she pulled me aside and she said, I am 100% on your side. You are always welcome in my house. I always want to meet who you're dating, and you are so important, and I love you. And it made me cry. That was the first time at 20 years old. I turned 21 shortly after. After coming out at 15, it took 5 years for someone to pull me aside and tell me that regardless of my decisions in life, of who I was, that I was loved. and it shouldn't take 5 years. So that's why I'm coming to do this video, to let you know that it's not easy, and it's a challenge to be who you are and fly in the face of everyone's expectations and opinions. But it is so important that you live your life and you accept yourself and be who you are. And don't apologize and don't ask permission. And I will probably say that many more times throughout the course of this video. But whether you're gay, lesbian, transgendered, bisexual, straight even, people aren't going to understand you. There's going to be little things or big things about you that people question. But don't give their opinions the power to dictate who you are or whether or not you feel worthy of being alive. Because this world is a place that would change without you. And you are meant to do something great and special. So don't forget that. More important than being accepted is being able to look in the mirror and accept yourself. You need to be able to wake up in the morning and look in the mirror and see that beautiful, perfect person that I know is there. And there are going to be people there to challenge you based on who you are and based on that person. But you need to remember that you are here for a reason and you are here to fulfill a purpose that only you can fulfill. And there's the people in this world are going to piss you off and hurt you and love you all at the same time. Some of them will be the same person to do it all in a 2-hour span of time. And sometimes they'll be different people. And you can take comfort in the ones that love you. You can argue with the ones that piss you off. And you can walk away from the ones that hurt you. But it's not always that simple. But you need to give yourself the power to not depend on their opinions. I cannot stress this enough, that everyone deserves to be loved. And if you don't feel like you have someone, I know we've never met, but you have me. I love you because of exactly who you are. Nothing different, and I don't expect anything else. I want you to be everything your heart feels, and I want you to be strong in that. You are here in this world sharing this wonderful life with me. So whether we ever meet in the future or not, just know that you are loved, and I support you for being who you are. I know that not everyone who's going to watch this is going to share in this part of my life, but one of the biggest struggles for me being gay was rectifying it with my faith. I grew up a Christian and I still am to this day, and this is my little tidbit for the teenagers out there, regardless of what you're going through, that are struggling with being part of a group, identifying with a religion, and finding something in yourself that that religion doesn't accept. And this goes for everyone. Don't give someone else's opinions the power to control who you are, whether in an individual, a group, a church, anything. Don't let them dictate who you are because of their opinions and their faith. Find your own opinion. Find your own faith. Just because you all believe in God doesn't mean you all believe in the same way. Just because you all attend church or temple or mosque does not mean you all have to find the same exact interpretation. Take shelter in your faith, by all means, but don't give up on yourself because someone or something tells you that's not who you're allowed to be. I'm not going to say you need faith to get through this because that's not true, and I don't want to like push anyone away. But you need to find something or someone that you can lean on when you have exhausted your own strength. Find someone who can hold your hand and stand up next to you and give you the strength to be who you are every second of every day without apologizing to anyone. You don't need permission to be who you are. It took me a very long time to learn this, but waking up in the morning and looking in the mirror and valuing the person that you see is more meaningful and more powerful than anyone else's opinions can be. And it's important that you give yourself that strength. Don't let someone's opinions take you to a place you don't deserve to be. Don't let them pull you down, and don't let them make you feel like you don't matter, because you do. With everything happening in this world today, with suicide of gay, lesbian, transgendered, bisexual, and straight teenagers, regardless of the source, we need to come together and we need to support each other. And I want to be part of that support, and I want to be a voice that tells you that you matter and that you are important and you are meant for so much more than you can have ever imagined. So don't cut your journey short and don't sell yourself short. But don't forget about your own voice in this process either. Use it and let people know that you are who you are and you will love who you will love regardless of what they think and regardless of if they want to see it. You have people in your life that are going to challenge you, and you have people in your life that are going to support you. You can count me as one of the people that will support you and help you along the way to be who you are. But never forget that some of the best things in life are just around the corner. And sometimes when you feel like all hope is lost, it's when you actually reach the end of the stressful part. Don't sell yourself short and don't give up. You matter and you are perfect and you are loved just as you are. And you are meant to change the world in your own way and in your own time. But it wouldn't be the same without you here. So I wanted to let you know that it gets better. And at 21, I'm still learning things I didn't know at 15. And I'm still going places that I never thought I would go. I am looking at my senior year of college. I have an amazing internship this summer. And those are opportunities I didn't even think about when I was 15. And the things that I did think about, college and friends and relationships, that happens and that comes. But it won't happen if you give up now. So I wanted to let you know that it gets better and that you have so much out there waiting for you. So don't walk away, because the best is yet to come.